Every childhood memory you have is gonna come back when I'm in there with you.
Alright, y'all, UFC OKC goes down this Saturday. The main event of Tabitha Ricci and Fatima Kline. I guess Usman, versus Dricus, that's an okay fight. Cannonier CLD, that's cool. McMillan's on the card, right? Tommy Guns, but we're all here for Fatima Kline. And I just realized, by the way, this tweet has 14 bookmarks, bro. Real human beings bookmarked this tweet, thinking I was being serious. You guys are morons, bro. They're all so stupid. I literally said it was engagement bait, whatever. First fight of the night, Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson. Who on God's green earth are these two jobbers? No, I'm just kidding. I did watch tape for this, surprisingly. Ezra Elliott, he's going to be way bigger. I think he's the more complete fighter. Damian Anderson's probably the better all-around grappler. But, not by that much, dude. And he is the favorite. The odds aren't here, but he's minus 150. Dude, I think Ezra has this. He's going to be way bigger. And if he gets on top of Damian, and Damian starts doing what he does and rolling for heel hooks and stuff, dude, I think it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I think Elliott's just going to pound his head through the ground, honestly. And on the feet, I don't even think it's that close. I think Ezra's the way more confident and complete fighter on the feet. I've actually seen him throw a combo. Damian Anderson just kind of throws kicks from southpaw. I think this is a decent matchup for Elliott. If he stuffs the takedowns, this is 100% all him. So, give me Elliott. I don't know if he's going to get a finish. This seems like one of those fights where it's short notice thrown together. One of them just probably finishes someone in a round, but I'll go Elliott decision. Why not? I don't think he's levels above Anderson. So yeah, I'll go Ezra Elliott by decision. Next up, Anna Molisano versus Dione Barboza. Again, who on earth is this, bro? I'm not going to sit here and act like I watch tape on Anna Molisano. All I know is that she lost on Tough. And if the people who win on Tough aren't good, I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say I assume the people who lose by finish on Tough aren't that good either, right? So, if you're getting subbed on The Ultimate Fighter, and now you're going and fighting an established, decent fighter in Dione Barboza, it's going to be bad. If this fight's on the feet, she probably has some success, maybe even wins on the feet, but the second this fight hits the ground, it should be over, dude. Think about the people who win Tough. Ricky Tercios, bro. Juliana Miller. You know what I mean? The best Tough winner we've gotten in the last decade is Joseph Morales, bro. And he's about to lose to the corpse of Brandon Moreno. Or Daniil Donchenko, I guess. You know what I mean? The people who win on Tough are just terrible. And if you're losing on Tough, you're going to be even more terrible. So, give me Barboza by sub. If she fumbles this, dude, mamma mia. Next up, RJ Harris versus Alvin Hines. Goozy is back, folks. Alvin Goozy Hines, the Minnesotan himself. As a North Dakotan, we claim Minnesota. So Alvin Hines is one of our own. We're going to ignore the steroid pop. I'm not even going to mention it. Just mentioned it, but RJ Harris is just a big dude. That's all. He's not good. He just wings big meaty hooks at you. He likes that little fadeaway left hook. Hey, buddy, you're not Adesanya. Let's pack it up. And, Hines isn't good, but we've seen him be durable. We've seen him have cardio. And it's just RJ Harris is such a nothing burger. This guy was fighting at 310 pounds, bro. This is a close fight, but I just haven't seen anything impressive from RJ Harris. And Alvin Hines is shit, but he's at least proven shit. RJ Harris is just a drone that we know nothing about. I don't have a breakdown on this fight. I think Alvin Hines wins by just pressuring and not getting clipped by the fake Adesanya left hook that RJ Harris has. But this is going to be a close fight. It's going to be sloppy. This honestly could go late. I could see this going to a decision. This is honestly more of a bathroom break fight than the women fights on this card. So, Don't if you're betting on this fight, dude, call the hotline immediately. I'll go Hines decision. I don't know, dude. RJ Harris is just fighting jobbers, man. Alvin Hines at least like took a round off of somebody who I deem as an okay heavyweight in Denise. Especially on the feet. Like, Denise is good on the feet. It's just once you take him down, he looks like Tai Tuivasa. Give me Guzzi by decision here, I guess. Next up, Alden Correa versus Stuart Nickel, and Alden Correa is minus 1100. He wins. Stuart Nickel is a victim. Give me Correa by KO. Alright, next up, Levi Rodriguez versus Felipe Franco. I don't have a pick for this fight yet. I'm planning on just making one up right now. Cause like, what is this fight? This is the worst fight on the card. Who cares about this fight? Levi Rodriguez's mom doesn't care about this fight, dude. And you know, just because I said that, I'm gonna pick him, because now I feel bad. Do it for your mom, Levi. I don't have a read on this fight at all. Felipe Franco, maybe if he gets on top, it's gonna be bad. But Rodriguez might, I don't know, dude. Like, who are these people? These people are bots. Levi Rodriguez was deadass just spawned in here from the Apex. How did he make it to a crowded arena, bro? Give me Levi, I guess. I don't know why. I'm not going to tell you why. Levi Rodriguez by KO. Sure, dude. Next up. Dude, is that not the most Apex fight of all time? Levi Rodriguez Jr. versus Felipe Franco. Whatever, dude. Jean-Paul Labosniani taking on Sukyan Ko. Jean-Paul Lesbiani, another Jaden Cable affiliate, so he'll probably lose or get cut before this fight happens. Jaden Cable's losing his roster, like, insanely quick. Which honestly makes me lean towards Ko even more than I already was. I just think Ko's, like, a better Labosniani. If this fight's on the feet, it'll be close. Maybe Labosniani wins, just with a jab. But I don't think he's levels above Ko on the feet. And on the ground, I like Ko's process. I like how composed he is. He seems very strategic. He has a system. And I just think he's gonna look strong in there, dude. Ko's a very imposing guy. I think this guy's actually really good. I don't know. I think Ko gets takedowns if he wants them. Labosniani plays off his back a bit. Ko just wins minutes on top. Maybe Jean-Paul threatens a few subs, but I think barring a fluke submission here, or like a crazy head kick, I think Ko wins. If this fight goes to a decision, Ko wins, I feel like. But yeah, give me Sukyan Ko by decision. He is a decisionator. And honestly, I agree with Bedtime, dude. I like watching him fight, even though it is, like, objectively a boring style. It's impressive enough to where I can at least appreciate. It's like Hamzat Dricus, where I was like, it is impressive that he's doing this, even if it is boring. Or Makhachev JDM, where it's a horrible watch, but at least I can be like, wow, this guy's really freaking good. Next up, Austin Bashi versus Jose Miguel Delgado. This is like a pick'em fight, and I went back and forth on this one in the beginning of the week. I'm gonna settle on Delgado here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, but I like the size advantage he's gonna have here. He's gonna be way bigger. Bashi, you're not a featherweight, buddy. How about you stop packing on muscle, you brick shithouse, and go back down to 135, bud? Delgado's just more proven, eh? Like, Bashi, he got one big fight against C-Rod, kind of got bitched, in my opinion. I know I'm the biggest C-Rod glazer on the platform, but he did just kind of get bitched. And Delgado's had a few close fights now back-to-back with Feely and Nathaniel Wood. But he beat Nathaniel Wood, he clearly beat Feely. He was getting taken down, but he got right back up. Bashi hasn't shown against high-level comp that if he gets you down, you're staying down. You know, C-Rod had no problem getting him off his back. It's a close fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Bashi literally insta-sub this guy. I really wouldn't. But I'm going to lean on the athleticism and experience and size of Delgado here. I'm going to pick him by decision, dude. Bashi's a tough kid, and he always has the wrestling to fall back on. He's good at least making contact on his shots, so I don't see Delgado finishing him. I like the knees of Delgado, the straight shots. I think Delgado wins this, and then hopefully he gets a step up. He should be 3-0 after this fight, because that Nathaniel Wood fight was daylight robbery, dude. That was bad. All right, that's it for the prelims. I think I had a whopping 0 confident picks on this, other than Alden Correa. Yeah, Correa and Barbosa are both basically locks. Speaking of not confident pick here, Tommy McMillan versus Alberto Montez. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. People are talking about Alberto Montez this week like he's the literal GOAT of the sport. He looks like Ilia, and people actually think he's Ilia. This is insane. I'm not super high on McMillan, but my God, you guys, get off Alberto's dick. And it's like, the crazy part is if you go online, everyone and their grandma is like, dude, Montez is going to roll this fucker. But all the money's coming in on McMillan. So you guys are all pussy. I'm picking McMillan. Montez's style I don't see working against a big dude who's going to constantly be in his face. The durability of McMillan, I think, saves him here. He can eat some shots from Montez. I think Montez is going to be the one panic wrestling. He usually wins when people panic shoot on him. As long as McMillan doesn't shoot in like a moron, I think he'll be good. I am worried about his like wacky style, and maybe he like overcommits on a shot and just gives Montez front headlock standing up, which would just be tragic. But I don't know, dude. Montez's whole style relies on going forward. And I can't think of another featherweight that goes backwards less than McMillan, dude. McMillan's not going to take a back step. And like, I mean that. People say that about a lot of fighters. They're like, oh, this guy, he's constantly moving forward. But it's kind of like hyperbolic. With McMillan, it's not. He genuinely is kind of retarded, and he will just march forward. So I like the pressure of McMillan here. I like the power. He's going to be way bigger. He's one of the biggest featherweights on the roster, dude. This guy's gigantic. Trains with a good gym. He definitely has plot armor, 100%. If this guy trained at like ATT, he'd probably be plus 300. You know what I mean? Like, that is true. He has plot armor, and sometimes you got to pick based on plot armor, dude. Give me T-Mac, give me Tommy Guns. I'm going to go by finish, too. I'll go, like, late second round KO. I don't think Montez, just looking at Montez, maybe it's because I just saw Ilia lose, but just looking at Montez, dude, doesn't he look like he's just not going to enjoy having to move backwards the whole fight? It's kind of the vibe I get. Give me McMillan, second round KO. Now on to the main event, folks. Tabitha Ricci versus Fatima Kline. My GOAT, Fatima Kline. My glorious goddess, Fatima Kline. Interesting fight. First of all, it is Fatima Kline. I did my due diligence. I looked it up. It is, in fact, Fatima, not Fatima. So to everyone calling her Fatima, apologize immediately. I saw a literal video of her saying her name. So I just want to clear the air. How dare you get her name wrong? How dare you? Now, honestly, if Alden Correa is minus 1100, the fact that Fatima Kline's not at least minus 900 is insane, dude. How does Ricci win this fight? This isn't. I know I glaze Kline a lot, but all jokes aside, this isn't even bias. How does Ricci win? Kline is literally better everywhere. And not only is she better everywhere, she has every physical advantage. And not only does she have every physical advantage, she's the one who's at a full camp for this fight. And not only those three things, she's not affiliated with Callum Walsh, which makes her better anyway. So, there's nothing to really break down here. Ricci has no chance against the GOAT Fatima Kline. I think Kline just boxes this chick's head off. I don't think she gets a finish. Ricci, look at her. Look at the state of Ricci, dude. I've never seen a more conditioned woman in my life. So I don't see Kline getting a finish. but she is going to look levels above her. And this is good for Kline, dude. After this, she needs one more and then a title shot. And we will be picking her against Whaley, Dern, whoever, dude. Whoever wants it next, man. Give me Kline by decision, 30-20, 30-21, Fatima Kline. Dude, minus 550 is actually like a discount. It actually is. I think she was only like minus 300 at one point. Like, she is the lock of the card. There's no way she loses. Ricci's harmless, bro. Next up, Chase Hooper versus Mitch Ramirez. Speaking about odds, the nerve to make Chase Hooper minus 350 against anybody after his last disaster class. And you know the worst part, dude? I'm still gonna pick him. I'm such a fucking good little goy. I'm gonna pick him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. Because I'm just gonna be mad when Mitch Ramirez chins him in a round. But like, I'm gonna pick Hooper. It's only a matter of time before he realizes he should probably sell out for wrestling instead of, thinking he's Charles Oliveira on the feet. I don't even have a breakdown for this fight. He just should win. There's no reason you should be losing to Mitch Ramirez, dude. I think this fight's going to look like his Jim Miller one. I'm not going to pick Hooper by sub. I think he just finds ways to get to the back of Ramirez. And then after round one, Ramirez doesn't even have a chance on the feet. He's gassed out. I'll go Hooper decision based on control time and landing some decent shots from the back position. But my God, dude. Again, if you're betting on Chase Hooper in 2026, you need to be lobotomized. Next up, co-main event, Jared Cannonier versus CLD, the worst Chris Duncan in the UFC. This seems like a tailor-made fight for Duncan to show out, but you know how I said don't listen to my betting advice? This is one where you do. Do not bet on CLD. Dude, this guy does not fight for your money. He fucks around way too much in there. And at minus 400, dude, against a crafty vet like Jared Cannonier, you can't fuck around. I'm going to pick Duncan, of course. The footwork is going to, do its thing. Jared Cannonier doesn't know how to cut the cage off. He's like too technical. He thinks he's Corey Sandhagen out there switching stances at range with a lab coat on. But Duncan should run circles around this guy, hit him with every 1-2 he wants. But I guarantee he does some stupid shit. Probably gives up top position at some point, but like, you can't pick Cannonier, but I can definitely tell you guys not to be confident in Duncan ever. It's like he tries to lose sometimes. I'll watch him fight and that round 3 against Delize and the whole RoboCop fight. It's just like, what are we doing, boss? Would you mind locking in for just 15 minutes of your life, CLD? I'm going to pick him by KO as well. But like I said, he'll probably fumble it somehow. But I'm not going to pick against him because he's a fumbler. I'm just going to be careful and say I'm not confident in him, just in case he does happen to fumble. So give me Duncan, KO. I don't know what round, probably 1 or 2. Cannonier is literally 50 years old, man. He's so old. The athleticism difference in this fight is going to be unbelievable, dude. It's going to be bananas. Same thing with this main event. Dunkus Duplankus versus Kamaru. No knees. Marty Fake Newsman, Snoozman Usman. I went back and forth on this one. I, of course, tweeted my elite rage bait that Usman's going to roll him. I obviously don't believe that. I think I'm picking Dricus here, dude. I don't even know why. But, like, he's going to be so much bigger. Usman's knees are shot. I don't know why people are trying to act like they're not. Everyone's like, oh, dude, maybe he was just making a fool out of all of us. They're not even that bad. No, dude. His knees are absolutely obliterated. It's just he's on every peptide known to man from the Usman pharmaceutical company. So it just doesn't really affect him as much as it should in the fight. But we get glimpses of it. We get glimpses of it every now and then, and they are. It's a horror show, dude. Dricus is going to be so much bigger. I don't love the takedown defense. I've always said that Dricus lacks defensive wrestling fundamentals. I don't think Dricus knows what an underhook is. I have that theory. I think Dricus is way too confident in his guillotine. All these things are going to get him in trouble in this fight, and Usman will take him down for sure. I'm banking on Dricus to get up, because his defensive wrestling fundamentals are bad. But he has jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? He has an okay understanding of jiu-jitsu. I know it didn't look like it against Hamzat, but he does. And Usman quite literally might be a white belt. He has no submission threat. Dricus can just do whatever he wants in order to stand up without having to worry about any front headlock choke, any back take. If Usman locks up a body triangle, his knee might explode. So there's no submission threat. Dricus is more than athletic enough to sprawl. If he loses this fight, it's literally just going to be a fight IQ problem. Which is entirely possible, dude. It is. But he's the big favorite for a reason at the end of the day. Do I think the line is wide? Yes. I can't justify him being minus 250 after the shocking performance he put up last year. But Usman against Buckley, Usman didn't even look good, dude. It was just Buckley looking terrible. And now we've seen another example of Buckley looking terrible. And Brady did way better on top. Even though Buckley escaped, it was because Brady was doing this thing called damage in ground and pound. Which, by the way, Sean Brady's ground and pound is the soyest thing I've actually ever seen in my life, so I take it back. He throws punches like Tabitha Ricci, bro. But I'm going Dricus. He's going to size Mog. He's going to frame Mog. He's going to African Mog. And I think the real African gets it done this weekend, dude. I am going to go decision, because Usman, like I said, is on every peptide, every performance enhancer known to man. He is one of the craziest athletes I've ever seen in my life. Super well conditioned. He's just not a middleweight, though, is he? He's not a middleweight. And Dricus is like a light heavyweight sized man. And Usman's shots, like his pure wrestling shots, they looked good in the Buckley fight. But for one, historically, they have been bad. His pure shots have never been that good. He's a big snatch kind of guy. And I don't like that against Dricus, dude. Dricus is too fucking goofy. He's too thick, girthy, sexy, veiny, vascular, all of the above. I like the kicks from Dricus, specifically. I like that left leg that he'll just whip up there with no telegraph. He was landing it on Strickland a lot. And if Dricus ever goes southpaw, or I guess if Usman ever goes southpaw, dude, that stomp, if he lands a clean stomp on Usman, dude, the fight's over. And Usman stands there like an idle NPC occasionally. So if Dricus just feints at him, feint, boom, stomp, fight's over. Genuinely. So I like the weapons on the feet. All Usman's going to have on the feet in this fight is a jab, which is one of the most overglazed weapons in the history of the sport. Not the jab in general, but Usman's jab. It's a good jab. It's a great jab. But the way people talk about his jab is so funny, dude. When he was like on his championship reign, everyone was like, oh my gosh, dude, this guy Usman has a jab from both stances. Oh my god, dude. It's like, yeah, he's a fucking defending champion. I'd hope he has a serviceable jab, dude. It is a good jab. It has some thud. And Dricus does run in with that Tard blitz of his, with his head on the center line. So if Usman just sticks him hard with a jab a few times, maybe it'll sit Dricus back and allow Usman to back him up to the cage, start wrestling, because that's where his wrestling is the most effective, is when he has you against the cage. But like I said, the kicks from Dricus are huge. Whip him up to the head every now and then. I think the Tard Blitz will work more often than not. Like, if Usman doesn't stuff him with a jab instantly, and that Tard Blitz gets in there, I mean, Usman he's a wonky guy, dude. He is so stiff. He fights like somebody's controlling him with their hand up his ass like a puppet. He's the stiffest man I've ever seen in my life. Pause. I just think he has too many athletic advantages here. Not even athletic, explosive advantages here. Where if he loses, it's genuinely because he's a moron. Which, that's not completely out of the realm of possibility. I'm going to go Dricus. Good bounce back spot, hopefully. And if he wins this, it is a good look to maybe say, hey, he's not useless against good wrestlers, but, Jalen Brunson, that's not his name. What's his name? Derek Brunson. Jalen Brunson, the New York Knick. Derek Brunson, Blonde Brunson, was ragdolling this guy until he death gassed in classic Derek Brunson ways, so I don't know. It's a very 50-50 fight. I'm leaning on the side of youth and real African genes. And give me Dricus. I'll go decision. Very, 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 very low confidence. Low confidence in Dricus. Medium-ish confidence in CLD. Medium-low, I'll say. Low, low, low confidence in Hooper, because how can you not be not confident in him? Lock, Fatima Kline. Low confidence, Tommy McMillan. Medium low confidence, Delgado. Medium confidence, Sukyun Ko, I guess. Levi Rodriguez, Felipe Franco's not even a real fight. High confidence, Coria. Hines Harris genuinely shouldn't exist, but I'll say low confidence in Hines. Lock confidence, Barbosa, unless she's special. And low confidence in Ezra. And yeah, those are my picks. I think that's all I have to say for today. It's a decent card. This video is probably going to come out Thursday. Classic late prediction by me, but I don't know. This card was hard to make picks for because, like, Levi Rodriguez isn't even a real human. How am I meant to pick fights between these people who didn't exist a week ago in my brain? And even the main event's been giving me trouble, but I'll settle on Dricus. Like, subscribe, follow the Twitter. That's all I care about. Follow my Twitter immediately. It's an electric place. People go there to die. It's quite the spectacle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for UFC. What is it, Abu Dhabi, dude? Ankalaev Guskov, holy smokes. Bogdan Guskov in a main event in my sport in 2026, dude. Whatever.